All right, in 3, 2, 1.
Run! Go! Get to the podcast!
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a podcast?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and
Podcast.
and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Hey everyone, welcome to Get to the Movies. That's Get to the Movies with the number 2. My name is Diego D'Souza.
I'm Nick Gambino.
And I'm Neil Carson.
What's up, fellas?
What's up?
What's up?
So, I just came out of the Matrix,
Yeah.
doing my thing in there, you know,
Did you
finding
wake
some
up?
green shit.
You see the lady in the red dress?
I did not. She actually wasn't available.
Yeah.
She
Well,
was...
don't look.
Are you a,
because
are you a red
they're
pill
gonna get
or a
you.
green pill guy?
Blue pill. Wow, you actually said green pill.
Did I say
No,
green
you
pill?
said green pill.
Yeah.
So red pill or blue pill?
I'm actually a multivitamin pill guy. So
I do anything that
I'll
gets me
just
fucked
take.
up.
I'll take them both.
you take them.
Wow, what do you think would happen?
Well, I mean, I feel like everybody takes them both to a degree, right?
So they're really they're not real as things. They're just...
it's like a representation of like, are you willing to wake up or be enlightened?
No, but
or
it
are you
has to
willing
do
like
something.
ignore and
So
be
what? So what
blissful?
would happen? Because one makes you forget, makes you go back to the real world.
I don't think it makes you
I mean,
forget.
the
It's
Matrix.
just you just stay.
No.
You just stay.
Yeah,
They never
No,
really...
it was like a
I
choice.
think
It was a
he went back to
symbolic
the-
choice. It was
I think
like
one of them sends you back and makes you forget.
He said
the whole
stay
thing.
in the Matrix, or whatever. He doesn't
Yeah,
really
the Matrix
say.
is
Live your life.
considered his real world, and
Right.
he'll be back at a cubicle doing what?
Yeah, I don't think
coding.
he specifically says, and you'll forget.
no,
Does
he doesn't say
that?
forget.
Yeah.
He's gonna remember.
you
but-
sure?
Yeah.
I hope in the next one they actually
Yeah.
have somebody do that. Like I want to see that happen. Like just somebody. Like that's just what would happen if somebody did decide to just go with.
It's
their-
a null.
Red pill keeps you right. Blue pill is what makes you go deeper down the. See how deep the rabbit hole goes. Right.
Yeah.
That's the blue one.
Yeah.
I want to
don't
see.
what? I don't understand this question because
Are
it's
you?
it
are like?
nullify the situation because one puts you back into the Matrix. I really do.
He's
think
already still in the Matrix.
I really no.
So he stays.
when he's with
One is to stay.
No, he's
yeah,
in the
but
Matrix.
he won't.
with
I think
Morpheus.
they like. He goes back to his normal life, and he
Yeah.
literally doesn't remember a thing.
But they didn't say that.
They
is
don't
what I'm
say
saying.
that
It
he-
might
he
be.
would
It might be
forget.
true if you look at like
I
fan
really-
wiki, like a fan wiki on it. They probably there's some other canon thing about it.
I just watched John Wick 3, so I know.
because right, that's
Same movie.
It's the
It's
same
a
film.
prequel.
I'm trying to remember. Maybe he does say that. Maybe he does say
I
something
think.
like
I think
and forget.
because that's the
forget,
whole
like,
point is that
everything.
he goes back to his normal
It does make
life.
sense that you would have something like
Yeah.
that. But how do you make him forget? How do they do
The
that?
pill.
No, they're connected to machines, man. Machines
pill.
can do whatever they want. They
No,
have
I
a
think-
rod
I think
going
what was
into
said
your
is
brain
that
like
he'll go
7
back-
inches.
I think what was said, the script actually said, was that he'll go back to sleep because they were talking about the containers that hold the people.
I mean,
in the Matrix.
yeah, but he's already asleep.
So,
You know what I mean? Like he's
but they
already.
wake him up.
Not really. They just
Well,
have
the
a
other pills-
he just has a conversation with them, and he says like, "Look, there's more to existence than what you've experienced."
But
and
that's
you've
what the other
noticed
pill
that.
does.
So
It
do you
wakes
want
him
to
up.
find out, or do you want to stay?
That's what the other pill does. It wakes him up.
Yeah.
So,
But that was my question. My question is like, what kind of person are you? Are
Okay.
you like the person that
by the
wants
way,
to?
the red pill is the one that makes you go into the real world and escape the Matrix. The blue pill, I always fucking mix them
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
On the other hand, the
I
blue
like-
pill represented a beautiful prison. It would lead him back to ignorance. So you're right, living in confined comfort without want or fear within the simulated reality of the Matrix. I'm fucking
Okay.
Cyrus, man. I'm good
Cypher?
with that. This is not Cyrus?
Cypher.
No.
It's Cypher.
Is it Cypher?
Look it up.
Fuck me in the asshole.
Joe
Hi,
Joey Pants. You just
Pantoliano.
gotta call him Joey Pants. It's
this
way
episode
easier.
is
Joey
full of
Pants.
Wikipedia. By the way, I don't know if we mentioned we're talking about the Matrix 4. We're getting down with trying
Cypher.
to
God damn it. Who's Cyrus?
Dude, how do you not know Cypher, man? He's
You're
like
off.
I fucked
he's-
it up. I
he's
fucked it
such
up.
a good character because he
great.
represents like everyone in the Matrix.
Ignorance is bliss.
Well, he's like, he got out.
He is
and then
great.
he's like, put me back in. I don't remember shit. It's
great.
He's like, I don't want to fucking remember nothing.
Well,
and it's like you needed that character to kind of like, explain
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
else. Ignorance is bliss. Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss. But I don't know why I call him Cyrus. I feel like there's a reason
I
for
don't-
that.
I don't know.
Maybe Virus.
Whose name
Who's
is
Cyrus
Virus?
the Virus? Is that Hackers? Cyrus
Are
the
you
Virus?
thinking of that movie, that animated film about the virus?
I don't know.
With
He's thinking-
Orlando Jones like voiced the.
Well, Cyrus the
Yeah.
Virus is from
the
Con Air,
character.
right? From Con Air, Cyrus the Virus.
I don't know.
Might be, yeah.
Yeah. It's John Malkovich from from Con Air.
Yeah.
Cyrus the Virus. Okay, fine. And they're both bald. Ha! He's bald in that movie.
Dude,
no,
you're
that's the
still
reason.
wrong.
And he's got the goatee thing. So fuck off, I'm right.
He took movies that were literally years apart and locked them together too.
Nobody likes either of you, okay? I'm the star of the show. Okay, so Cypher, which is
Cypher.
way better name for that movie. Anyways,
That makes sense, yeah.
I'm him. Like I'm like I get
Really?
it. Like, well, when you really see what's in the real world, who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. Like, why? Who gives a shit? We're living a
Yeah.
world. I mean, the worst that happens is an agent takes over your face and your body, and you get killed, and then it's fine. You're dead. Like, you
But
don't
it's
fucking
not
remember
real.
anything else. But does that matter?
Yeah.
Because the reality
let me ask you this.
sucks.
Let me
The
let me
world's
ask you this.
fucked.
It's
Zion
Let me
is
ask you
not a
this.
beautiful place.
No, they're having big
Well,
orgies,
let me ask you
dude.
this right now.
orgies.
Right
No,
now.
they don't have it's not an
Real
orgy.
orgies,
It's
not
a rave.
simulated
It's
AI
a rave.
Matrix
Nope.
orgies.
It's a rave, not an orgy.
Yeah.
That's
It
what
definitely
sucks
seems
about it.
orgy a little bit.
Orgy-ish, but it
yeah.
was a rave.
Yeah, it was a rave.
Yeah, right now.
I don't want to have a. I didn't like raves when I was 18, 19. I don't like raves now.
So
okay?
with what you have right now, your daughter, your wife, if you were put to sleep and you missed out that.
No, if I'm in it right now, because the current
No.
world I
I'm
have
talking about
more reflects the
I'm
Matrix.
talking about
than-
you're in the Matrix.
Yes.
And you wake up and you notice that you have a family.
Yes.
But they give you the choice of the pills. Which
Yeah.
one would you choose?
I'm sticking with the Matrix. I'm going to take the blue pill.
You're gonna leave your daughter and your wife.
No, I'm going to stay.
No, this is what I'm saying.
You're saying I'm in the
your
Matrix with my
families
family.
are awoken.
Oh, they woke up.
They woke up.
Well, I'm going to follow them.
Okay.
No, if they went first.
So now it's a whole yeah.
No, but that's not how it would go. The point is, right now, this is more looks like what the Matrix is. The real
Yeah.
world is fucked. The sky has been burnt, right? We scorched the skies or whatever they call
Yeah,
it.
but
So now it's kind of a little bit questionable because I don't know if this is the real world.
That's what I'm saying. Well, it's the movie
Yeah,
that made
'cause
you
it's-
question your own reality.
yeah.
We're still talking about it
Yeah.
20 years later.
Keanu Reeves is, Neo's Jesus.
Yeah, but he didn't do shit. The
He-
end of
he-
Revolution,
at the end of-
literally, it's like, we still gonna be in the Matrix. But I
No,
guess
at the end
people
of
can leave
Reloaded,
it.
he does like a no to that big ass thing, and then it
Yeah,
like
it was weird.
electrifies and stops.
I
and
rewatched
Agent
that whole
Smith
trilogy
entered
recently.
a human body in the real world. Like, explain that shit. How the hell did Agent Smith upload his program?
I charged
to
the
a human
Wachowski
person?
siblings to explain that shit.
They're
it was
never
their
gonna
job.
explain it.
I
They're
watched
never gonna
those three
explain
movies
it.
again recently, and I'm like, I understood it a little bit better, but I feel like they're not. I mean, I liked them more the second time, or the fifth time, whatever. When I recently rewatched the Reloaded Revolutions, I
think
liked
now-
them more than
yeah.
I originally liked them because I
People
was like,
hated
okay.
Revolutions. I liked it a lot. I liked it.
I hated
better
the
than
CG.
Reloaded.
I thought they were over CG'd.
No, Reloaded was the CG heavy
No,
one.
no, Revolutions. When he's up having that fight in the sky in the rain with
shit,
Agent
you're right,
Smith,
yeah.
it's bad.
All that slow mo.
Are you talking about the rain scenes? and stuff
Yeah,
like that?
but it's so CG, and they were obsessed with that back then, and I don't like it.
Well,
don't
it was
like
new
it.
tech. Well, I think that
They're still doing it in movies, by the way.
It was new
A
technology.
little bit better, but it's
Yeah.
still
It's
pretty much
a
there.
lot
Literally
better.
Yeah, but it's still there, and I don't like it. It's unfortunate because it's a little bit in the new.
But if you can enjoy
Terminator
the movie
trailer,
for
and
what-
I'm like, oh,
What about the story
know where
they're
they did
trying
it
to
well?
tell through the CG?
Yeah.
Now I'm defending CG.
It's
now.
okay because the only way I
shit.
excuse it is because they're in the Matrix, so it's okay. You know what I mean? Like the only time you see that really bad CG in the Matrix
Yeah.
movies is they're in the
But
Matrix.
even at the time, it wasn't bad. At the time, I was like, "Wow, this is like."
I
pretty-
hated it at the beginning. They did it in
when you
Blade
saw it in
2.
theaters.
Mhm.
You thought it was bad.
Yeah.
that was like the best CG that you could do. at that time.
no, because I thought that movies were moving towards a video game route, and I'm like, that's not what I don't go to the. If I'm
did
watching a
come out.
live action movie and they're not saying, oh, we're now doing an animated
Did you watch-
thing here. They're like, no, these are the same people. Just trust us. I'm like, it was too blatant.
I
And
think
I feel
all
like
that
they didn't need to
happened.
do
Have you
it.
seen John Wick 3?
No, I still
A
haven't
lot of
seen that. I really
CG.
want to.
In
Is
those
there
John
really?
Wick's movies?
Yeah.
With the gun,
First
the
two, I
gun
don't
stuff,
remember.
and
Oh,
like
yeah, all the
No,
blood is
no.
CG.
So
But I think some of the
no, all the
like a
fights
lot
are
of the
CG, no.
stunts and stuff like that,
Blood.
like where it's like Keanu Reeves like driving a car, like he's in the car driving it, but then they have like a CG car hit him and things like
so
that.
no. So
Cast Tom Cruise is fucking John Wick. You wouldn't get that shit.
Although Keanu Reeves might be like the second most like physical actor next to Tom Cruise, honestly.
he
Like,
trained
does
for like
a lot
over
of his
8
own
months for
stunts.
this shit.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But the motorcycle scene where they're racing the highway.
It's very CG.
No, so the whole thing is green screen.
That makes sense. I mean, that is very common.
Yeah.
It's
Christopher
very
Nolan
common.
wouldn't do
It's
that.
really-
Dude, you watch Mission Impossible Fallout. That whole motorcycle scene he does in Fallout. Whew, that's all practical.
You know what's weird?
They
So-
did that with almost without a permit. They got a last minute permit to have that square for 30 minutes, and they didn't have the shot choreographed or anything. Tom Cruise
his-
just like, get in a fucking car, get
No,
the
it was-
camera, and I'm gonna ride,
Yeah.
and you get me. And I was
Apparently,
like,
he had like a
amazing.
stunt rig or something that would like protect them if the bike flipped or fell or
Oh
whatever.
yeah. I mean, they're always
and
protected.
it wasn't working. So Tom Cruise went up to the director and was like, "They're gonna kick us out of here. Like we have to be out of here in like 5 minutes. Like I'm just gonna go do it. I'm gonna get on there and go as fast as I fucking can around that thing, and you film it." Like, I was like, "Don't die, motherfucker!" Like,
and it looks
he fucking did it.
awesome on screen. Like I really was. It's like the difference between that and
I think we're like excited about it because he's survived all of these insane
I'm
things.
afraid because he's doing
I'm
two
like,
back to back.
I know now they announced it, so I'm like, this fucking guy.
It's crazy.
He's gonna get dead making one of these stupid movies.
Oh no, I really.
But
They're
he
so
he
good.
dies doing what he loves.
That is
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
I hope he doesn't
true.
die, but I'm
No,
just saying.
I really hope he. I hope he just stops doing them after this next.
I don't
two.
think they're risks because he seems very competent.
And
like, he
he's being a
takes the time to
stuntman. Like
learn.
stuntman, while there are deaths in the stunt world, the majority of them do live that do these things over and over. And he is like a trained stuntman. Effectively, he's been doing his own stunts for like 30 some odd years.
Yeah.
He's trained on all these things. He doesn't like putting other people at risk. You know, he talks about that. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't allow them to do anything more than they can actually
Henry
safely.
Cavill was like,
he's like, I want to fly.
He's like, I'll jump out and do a halo jump, and
he's
Chris
like,
is
no.
like, nah.
No, yeah. Tom was like, no.
no.
He's like, I've had years and years of
Yeah, he'd
experience.
spent a
doing this.
year doing fucking
Yeah.
jumps just to plan for that one scene.
crazy.
Like,
I love it. But anyway, the reason we're talking about all this, not the Mission Impossible stuff, but the Matrix, is that they announced that Matrix 4 is officially happening.
so who made the announcement? Or was it like
Warner
a
Brothers.
media thing?
It was, no, it was,
Warner Brothers did.
it's officially announced. Yeah, they officially announced it. There's already a script for it. And it's Lana Wachowski, which is one of the siblings who did the original one, is writing and directing it. Somebody else also helped write it. And Keanu Reeves and Carrie Ann Moss are coming back, which is very confusing.
Lawrence Fishburne should come back because they're in John Wick together. They're in all
Yeah, I know.
or all two John Wicks. Is it the second
Didn't he
and third?
die?
He's in the
Is he dead?
He's only in the second one. So
I thought
that
he
know
showed
of.
up in the third one. I haven't seen the third one, but I feel like I saw him in a
He
trailer.
wasn't in the
No,
first
he
one.
didn't
That's what
die.
I know. He wasn't in the first
He
one.
was in the first one. He was in the second one, and he was in the third one. But in the Matrix, he was in the second one, and he was in the third one.
He's in all the
He's in
Matrix.
all of them.
Yeah, he's in all.
He was in the first one.
Morpheus?
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Holy
fucking A. Dude, I'm
Yeah,
thinking
that's worse than my
I was
Cyrus Cypher mix-up.
I got it mixed up with John Wick.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You might
Yeah,
be thinking of the guy, the computer guy.
You might be thinking of the other black guy. God damn you.
No,
Neil,
what's
that's
his
so racist.
what's his name? Cheech's son or Cheech?
Tank?
It's like
Tank?
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
no,
because
no,
he
no.
apparently he wanted to come back, or they wanted him back for the sequels, and he wanted a lot more money, and they were like, "Fuck you," and hired the dude from Lost.
The guy dude from Lost. Exactly.
No, I just watched John Wick 3, and I got it confused.
love it. So, but
I need to watch 3. I still haven't seen it.
okay, but the Matrix. So let's talk about
good?
the news.
The
I
news.
actually really want to see it. Parabellum, right? Is that what it's
Parabellum,
called?
yeah.
So the Matrix 4 is happening.
Yes.
Lana Wachowski is coming back for this, writing, directing with somebody else. I forget who the other writer is. Keanu Reeves and Carrie Ann Moss are coming back, which is surprising because, spoiler alert, they both bit the dust in Matrix
Both of
Revolutions.
them.
Both of them. He maybe he didn't, but like you don't really know. Like he does the thing, and then the machine carries
she
him
gets
off.
him
You never see him
impaled.
again. Though
She gets impaled.
She gets killed on the way to the machine center of the Matrix. or whatever, center of the Matrix.
Dude, here you go. Here's the movie. You want it?
All right,
Yeah, give it to me.
The fact that Agent Smith was
Daddy.
able to transfer a copy of his consciousness into the physical world, into that guy's body, who surprisingly looked kind of like Hugo Weaving. All that says to me is that while the machine world probably made like copies of Neo, and they constantly hinted at that, which
the
I think
one
was
always
like,
comes back. Like there's
yeah,
always,
that like Neo always comes back, and at the end, that the robots are like taking his body, like they're gonna jam something in his brain, and they could have done the same thing with Carrie Ann Moss. They went and grabbed the body and then copied her
But what would
mind,
be the
and
right?
made,
And
like,
that
a replica.
totally could be. And now they
They could produce bodies. They have all those fucking tubes. They could probably just produce another Carrie Ann Moss if they wanted to.
It would actually. You know, I'll say something. Okay, go ahead.
Go-
You go ahead because I'm gonna say a whole thing real quick.
Okay, so my theory is that she's going to be an agent.
Huh. Oh wow, that's interesting. That could be interesting. I wouldn't be totally against that. It would be because where do the agents really come from? I mean, they're
Exactly,
programs.
so
They're
it's that-
programs. They're not people.
They're virus programs.
But maybe they
They could do a copy of her that
maybe they
becomes a
take the
program.
best of the human
'Cause they can create
world
whatever they want.
and then use it as like a foundation.
Because they're in the seventh.
for-
It ends with them in the 7th iteration of the Matrix, right? And now at this point, people are given power of choice or freedom, right? So they could leave the Matrix if they want to. That is how those movies end, which I didn't remember until I watched it recently, and I was like, oh. People now have power of choice.
there's a lot of like
by the way,
symbolism and like things
Yeah.
they don't clearly state, but if you like that little girl is supposed to represent something like the rebirth of the Matrix or whatever. And
There's
I
just
didn't get that shit at all.
I know,
I was like,
on the
story.
bench with the Oracle.
But the writers
Yeah.
are Alexandra Herman
Yeah.
and David Mitchell.
Okay,
Those are the
right.
other
Who did? But they did something specific. Like David Mitchell's.
David Mitchell might have done something.
He's done. He's got like it's
He
very
has-
specific credits that are.
Yeah, he has Cloud Atlas. He has
Yeah.
Census 8, which is on Netflix.
Yeah, Sense8. Yeah.
And a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah,
Those
other
are
stuff,
those are
okay.
Wachowski projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
So it's like producers from
Yeah.
their other projects. Yeah.
okay, that makes sense. So they ended it with them being in the 7th iteration of the Matrix. Like you said, they could be copying them. So the one always comes back into like on newest Matrix. You know, so he could be the one. He could not even be Neo. He could be playing somebody else. That's the one again, and maybe the one always looked the same. We don't actually know.
Well,
right?
now he's gonna be older.
Right. So he could be an older
Unless
version
they do
of
that
it.
Robert De Niro CG shit
man, they
and
better
make
not.
Keanu.
I don't
Reeves-
think they will.
I got. Here's the whole.
Because they're gonna
what's
use a
happening
lot of
right here.
CG.
Yeah.
Here's the whole thing. What's happened? They're gonna find out they're within the Matrix, within the Matrix, within the Matrix, and we're gonna
be
find out it's gonna
Inception.
be
Oh,
directed
that
by
the real
Christopher
world
Nolan.
is a Matrix layer in
That
its
would
own.
be cool.
That
If
there were
Zion
layers.
was a Matrix the whole time.
Yeah, and then he wakes up.
It was a program to
Oh,
make
at the
you
end
think
of the
that-
movie, when they died, they actually woke up
Oh shit.
in the real world, and it's like our world.
Right. Although you don't die and, end up in the real world.
It's
It's not the
Elon
Matrix.
Musk like doing brain tests on people
And
or
Jeff
whatever. And
Bezos.
they wake up and they're like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?"
What if it was a program that made you think that you got out?
What if everything's
Yeah.
bullshit? Everything.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was a program
It's a
that made you
Twilight
think
Zone.
that.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I could be down for some big twists like that. Now, if it doesn't go that far, I do like the idea of Carrie Ann Moss and Neo and Keanu Reeves coming back as different versions of their characters, as opposed to because in my eyes they're both dead, right? Those versions are dead. So you could always create new versions. There could be Carrie Ann Moss could come back, Trinity could come back as an agent, as a program that looks like it being used to fuck with the one Neo. It could like or whatever his name is in this new one. It could be used like all the agents now. Look like her in order to fucking trap him, you know, like could be something like that.
I'm over the duplicate thing. We already did that with Hugo Weaving. We don't need to do it again.
No,
you know
I
what
don't mean. Yeah, that's true. It doesn't have to be
I
a
don't
bunch,
want
but
to
it
see
could
like
be one.
1,000 Carrie Ann Mosses.
Then it
trying
could be
to
one.
kill-
Yeah, that's true. It could just be one. And then Lawrence Fishburne. So Morpheus was alive at the end of Matrix Revolutions. He was in Zion. He was alive. So it could just be him. They could get the same guy, and he's older now. If Zion's the real world, it could be an older Morpheus.
No, I like the idea
haven't
that
announced
Zion
him-
was like a layer. Of,
Yeah, I do like that
another
too.
layer of the Matrix where like you still and
because
if
it's
you- if you-
depressing otherwise. Like I don't want that.
You
to
got
be the
out
real
of that.
world.
Like it
Well,
would be
you
cool
did-
if you
you-
woke
did
up
you
and it
guys
was
see the
like
put
you're
out that
in
said-
like just the future of mankind,
Yeah.
and that world that they said was dead because of the robot wars was still actually alive, and
Right.
this was just some like simulation.
Yeah, or there's no robot wars and it's just actual humans using people and deep
Well, it's
fucking
like Inception.
testing conscious shit.
Like
yeah,
the whole like Inception
what
was
is that?
basically a Matrix
Blade?
situation.
Not Blade. What's it called? Maze Runner.
Oh, I didn't see it.
So
Yeah,
did you guys read the article where they talked about that the Matrix 4 is not going to have a happy ending?
Oh, they said it's not going to have a happy
It's
ending.
not. They said it was an article that talked.
I don't
about,
want anything if it doesn't have
John-
a happy
Matrix
ending.
Revolutions doesn't have a happy. I mean, I guess for
It
It was
the
an
Matrixy
article
people,
with Keanu
but
the
Reeves,
machines.
and it talked about that the Matrix and John Wick 4 is not going to have a happy ending.
Oh, really? Interesting. I didn't know that.
So it's very interesting. I don't know. I mean,
Lawrence Fishburne has not been confirmed to come back, by the way.
He
And there's
hasn't been
speculation that they're going to do a young Morpheus and
So-
recast. I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense
So
to
do
me
you guys think
unless they're
that
doing a
this-
prequel.
Independence
A
Day
universe.
They
resurgence.
could do a prequel where it's
Universe.
like where Keanu Reeves does play an earlier version of the one, and Trinity is an earlier version of Trinity, and they've actually just redo this shit constantly. Like even with Trinity, it's the same. Like they could just do it as a prequel and use the characters because of the way the Matrix is set up. You could have actors playing different versions of themselves.
Morpheus
because they
talk
play
about
roles?
that
They're
he
playing
wa-
roles
he-
in the Matrix. So
he was possibly the one before Neo. Was that
Morpheus? No.
Like he thought he was the one.
No.
Prior, wasn't that conversation in one of the Matrix?
no, he never thought he was the one. That never happened. He was tasked
There's
with
a-
finding the one, and
There's a conversation he has
Where
with
he
Neo
came
before
close.
as they go to the Oracle for the first time, where he is talking something about that.
But he's talking about. I think his.
I haven't seen it
I
in a
think
long
he talks
time.
about that he, and don't quote me on this, but that he had thought he'd come close to thinking he found the one before.
That
Like
possibly
he'd
is it.
found it because that he knew that was his mission in life. That was his purpose was to find the one.
Yeah.
And to help free mankind from the Matrix. Jada Pinkett
Free them
Smith
into
did.
the horrible.
Yeah, Jada Pinkett Smith did hint at the fact that she might be coming back or involved with the Matrix in some way because she was in the second and third one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, I think
I'm curious.
it sounds to me like
I don't know if I'm
with this
excited.
I'm confused. I'm literally.
I wasn't
confused.
excited
What
when
are
they
they
announced
doing?
the second
Are
and
they doing the
third.
Marvel universe?
I was not.
That's interesting.
Are they doing the Matrix universe?
I think that first one is perfect.
I think the first one alone, if you just never saw the sequels, like
I'd
it's
be
a
happy.
perfect movie.
Yeah.
Though would we
They
be
set
20
the
years
bar
later be
so high.
clamoring for a second and third one, like incessantly foaming
That
at
was
the
the
mouth?
problem.
The first one was the only one
That
that,
was the
came
problem.
out, and then 20 years later they were like, "We're going to make a sequel."
Yeah.
I'd be excited.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's the problem. Is that the first one set such a high bar.
Oh, it's so good.
That
All the way up to the ending,
it-
the
it
last
was-
scene.
It was just
But I feel like the
everything
reason
so-
it was so good was because they had like a $60 million budget, and most of the stuff you see on screen is practical. Like
There's a
most
lot
of
of
it,
CG
there's a
in
lot
that
of the
movie
martial
because it
arts,
has to
but
be.
not human CG.
That's
It's
true.
like
That's true.
fantastical things like the flying robots
or
and all
the,
that
the,
kind
the,
of
the
stuff.
arsenal coming in, like in
Yeah.
in the
like,
Matrix
well, and
programs.
then they invented,
bullet time.
yeah, they invented bullet time, which was like
Which
nobody
was
had
with
ever
still
seen
cameras,
that before.
really. It was with cameras. Like it was.
Which
it was
was
actually
what
done.
turned off Will Smith. You guys see that video?
yeah,
You guys
yeah,
are
Yeah,
talking about-
he's like, I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. They were like,
You
this
be doing
fucking-
kung fu.
the reason why
around you. And
And he's just
like,
like, this
what are
motherfucker's
they
like
smoking?
did some crystal meth and then
You're
came
gonna
in
jump
here to
up.
just like say this fucking thing.
you're gonna jump up and you're gonna stay in the air. And the camera's gonna go
Like
around.
the
you.
first time I saw
like,
that
"What?"
movie with Carrie Ann Moss in the beginning of that, when she like does that fucking like
Yeah.
butterfly, whatever the fuck, and it's like, brrr, and then you hear that like bass come in, and then it
Yeah.
goes around. I was like, what the fuck is my mind
So amazing.
observing? Like I had never seen anything like that.
So
like I don't
amazing.
think
But
anyone
see,
had.
here's the thing.
No, that
That's
whole
the thing.
movie.
Even
What the
that
fuck?
your
scene,
men are already dead.
Yeah, and you didn't know what the fuck was going on.
It
You're
just
like, what
breaks
the
you.
fuck is happening?
right from the beginning, it just breaks
Yeah,
you.
you're
You
so
see that, you're
confused.
like, what just happened? And the thing that they did that was so awesome, because a lot of people mostly remember the Neo segment where the part
At the
where
end,
he does
yeah.
where not the end, towards the middle, when he does the flip, the float in the air and avoids the bullet type of
bullet.
deal.
Oh,
The
yeah,
bullet
yeah.
thing.
When
Well,
you
yeah,
dodge
A lot
the
of people
bullet,
don't remember
dodge
that
it.
she did that in the beginning, because that just throws you into this whole whirlwind. Because when that happened, it just goes straight into that,
Yeah.
to the action. And you're like,
Because
what
she
is
stops,
going?
she's floating in
Yeah.
midair. It's
She
spinning
goes,
around her, and then boom, she kicks, and then she kicks.
And
twice.
it just
I
makes
love the
straight
lead
to-
up to that. He goes, my men can handle one woman. And he
Exactly.
goes, your men are already dead.
Yeah.
It's so great. Then
Exactly.
you're like, whoa, what
It's
the
like
fuck's
it makes
going
me
on?
think of Jordan Peele, who's like, I made Us and Get Out because I wrote the movies the way they're written so that people will be forced to see it at least a second time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when they wrote The Matrix, they're like, you're gonna have to watch this 100 times to like fucking understand
The layers,
everything.
yeah.
Because the movie starts with this like the Matrix
Code.
lines coming down, and then there's conversation happening.
Yes, you hear the
Yeah.
phone call
And you
between
have to watch it
Trinity
like 5
and- is it
times to be
between
like,
Trinity
what the
and
fuck are they
Morpheus?
saying? No, it's Trinity and Cypher. And
Oh, right,
Cypher's
separate.
like, do you think he's one? Like, she's
Yeah.
researching Neo
Yeah.
in the beginning of the movie, and she's like jacked in to try and get data.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
the
the
code is
Matrix
that-
shows
is
up.
technically
or
them
the
because-
agents or whatever.
Remember, because
Yeah, the code is
yeah.
them.
Is
Like, that's
Tank
what it
later?
looks like.
Who is it later that goes, I don't even see the code anymore. I see redhead, blonde,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
They see, when they see the code, it's like, well, I'm seeing people and things. Like, I know how to read the code like it's the world, because
Yeah.
it is the world. The world is just code. It
Very
really is good.
interesting. It's
I'm
just a
curious.
mind-blowing movie.
Now the other Wachowski sibling is not involved. Lily Wachowski is not
Yeah.
involved. So I actually don't know like how much each contributed to the original. You know
They
what I
both
mean?
worked together on many of the films
Well,
that they
I mean-
came out with after the Matrix.
Yeah, all up until this, as far as I know. I don't know
I
if
actually
Lily's
really
involved.
They
like
still might be
Jupiter
working
Ascending.
together.
People
I mean,
shit
they
on that
might
movie.
be doing.
Did
She
you
might
guys
be
see that?
I
working.
didn't see it, no.
Lily might be working on Morpheus part of it, and they might. This is what I'm saying. This might be like
But right now they're saying Lily's not involved. So it's
in,
just
in
Lana.
Matrix 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But she might be working on Morpheus's backstory. That film.
Could be.
This is what I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't know that they haven't even
I would
announced that
not
as
be
a separate
surprised
film.
if this whole thing becomes a Matrix universe, because everybody's like doing that right now.
Yeah, I
This
know.
It's the thing.
Universes.
It's
Connected
like,
universes, yeah.
The thing is, it's like
If there's
that
more-
or on TV, what's happening right now, if you guys see, is those miniseries like that. Those are popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know. There's something about the first Matrix. It's like so like anti-establishment and whatever, like anti-culture
Hollywood
and
almost,
anti-Hollywood. Yeah, it was like this weird movie that's like
It's weird.
you watch it and you're rooting for like the rebels to take out like a modern.
People uses it as
Society
an
or
allegory
something.
for current society
Yeah.
and the whole system as a whole. It is very it's very punk.
Yeah, and
It's
like
very
like
punk.
they play that Rage Against the Machine song at the
Yeah.
end, "Wake Up." Like that whole song is anyway. It's like crazy, right? But then the sequels touched on that a lot.
Good ending.
But I feel like if they're gonna start to commercialize it and turn it into some MCU bullshit, like I'm
It's
I'm
like
out.
Woodstock.
I'm out.
It's like
this
it's
is
like
so what a
Woodstock.
fucking sellout.
It's like
that's how I
Woodstock
would
90,
feel.
No, but if
Woodstock
it- if
94
it's-
being sponsored by Pepsi. It's
Yeah,
like it
it's
just feels
like
very
this feels.
counterculture becoming counterculture.
Well, I'm not
Yeah.
out. I mean, if it's good like the MCU, I would definitely be in.
I'll watch the fucking shit out of anything.
I'll
I'm not
watch-
gonna
yeah.
criticize something that I haven't seen yet. I'm curious, but I will
MCU
say that
fucked you over.
that original Matrix movie is an example
I'm not the
of
only
a near
one.
perfect film.
I mean, I'm clearly in the minority.
The Matrix original film is an example of a near perfect film. That one is one I can watch over and over. I think from story to visuals to action to everything, it's just so good. And
The music.
the way it opens, the way it ends, the middle,
Yeah.
the second act, like it's just a perfect example.
Yeah.
It's a Die Hard kind of a movie where you just go, God, it's just you can just rewatch it over and over and not rewatching it for like a brainless thing, but like
And
you
it's,
rewatch it to watch
there's
it.
no like cringe moments.
Really
You know
hard.
how like sometimes it's like a really great movie and then there'll be like that one moment that makes you cringe a
Too
little bit.
sappy
like, oh, that was-
or a
it went
little hokey or
yeah, and like everybody notices
Nothing.
it. Like you said, Die Hard. Like I was thinking about that, and it's like I can't think of a moment in that where it feels cringy.
Yep, it's good. It's good the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should connect it with Time Cop.
Time Cop. That's funny.
Universal Soldier.
Universal Soldier. Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, so I mean,
don't know.
we don't have any information.
I'm open
to go
to it
back
being
and save
good, but
Trinity.
I don't know. We'll see.
I have to go
Yeah.
back and save Trinity.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't have any information
There's
really
nothing,
on
yeah.
what's going on other than it's now been officially announced. They've been teasing it for
Well, but the
few years
information
now.
is that fucking Keanu Reeves and Carrie Moss are coming back.
That's
like,
the big deal
a big
because we didn't know that.
indicator to something. I mean, you could
Nope.
run
We
into
didn't know
like
that.
100
Yeah.
different directions with that. If it was just like, oh, there's a Matrix 4 with a whole new cast.
Yep.
Great.
We knew that there was a Matrix movie coming for a couple years now. We knew that there was something in the works, and we knew it was going to be some sort. We thought it was going to be a prequel, which still could be a prequel, but we didn't know that Keanu Reeves or Carrie Moss were even in talks to rejoin this franchise. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
I just-
I'm down with it. I just want to see what happens.
People keep asking me.
You
am
see,
I doing
this
the
this
Matrix
pre-criticized thing.
No,
Yeah.
that's not what it
I'm
is,
thinking I'm
dude.
doing Matrix 4.
When they made the Matrix, they were on a limited budget, like I said, and I think they were under a lot of pressure to make this movie that they wanted, but they had to do it, like cut corners and figure all this shit out. It became a huge hit, had all this money, and then it was like, here's infinity amount of money, do whatever the fuck you want, and then that's when you get Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Revolution.
Well,
You
I
get
think what
CG
happened then
Fest,
is-
fucking, all this ridiculousness.
They didn't have the second and third written out until they got funded for it.
That might be true. I mean,
They
that
were
movie didn't
given a
come out
shit
until
ton of
5
money
years
to make
later.
And I
those
think the
movies.
problem
They were
was
given
is
Marvel
that-
money to make those movies.
I think what
They just didn't have
happened
Kevin
is
Feige to
all
keep
that
them
money and
reined
all that
in.
shit. Kind of, they just wanted to just create some crazy.
Your mic's a little off. Actually, it's pointing to the side.
All right.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, because I don't do this.
No, but you were over here and you were deep throating the fucking air. I want you to deep throat the mic. What the? No, but your face was over on this side and it was facing this way, and I could tell I was hearing it, and I was like,
Thanks. That was a great break of subject right there.
Yeah, I was trying to help you, you fuck. I was trying to help me.
You really
I-
were. You really were. So I can't really argue except for the comment in there.
Fucking kill yourself. No, but I mean, I really do it. Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm excited to see another Matrix film.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think because
that,
of
I'm excited.
It's been 15
to see
years.
so
it.
much money.
Has it been 15?
2004.
I think yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It would
I
be
think-
16, 17 years before. it
Oh
comes
wow.
out.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So when it comes out, it's almost
Yeah.
gonna be 20 years.
Revelations was 2004?
Revolutions.
Yeah.
It was 2004.
Revolutions?
They both came out within 6 months of each other in 2004. It was very weird. That doesn't ever happen.
Well, they
second
filmed them
and
back to
third.
back.
Yeah, but even when they're filmed back to back, even the Lord of the Rings or anything they film back to backs, always like at least a year apart.
thought they
Infinity
did-
War and Endgame.
What about Back to the Future 2 and 3? I thought
No,
that
they
was
were-
like
they were-
6 months apart.
They, were
They probably were
89
apart.
and 90. 89 and 90. This was 6 months apart in 2004. It's considered the least time I think it's actually out of any movie ever, it's the
I actually
least
liked
time
it
between two
because it
prequels.
was like a fucking cliffhanger. The way that Reloaded ended, you were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, you see Agent Smith's in the real world.
they were like,
Yeah, Andy like Neo does like
Yeah,
the old
that's how it
like
ends.
no, and then the thing falls, and you're
In
like,
the
"What
real-
the fuck?"
in the
Ah,
real
my
world.
mind, I can't handle it.
I
And
remember
then
I was like,
the
what the
sequel
fuck?
comes out, and you're like, "This doesn't answer anything."
that's probably why they're like, this is too complex to keep it.
He's
way
stuck in the
apart.
train
Yeah.
loop.
yeah. I need to rewatch these.
I rewatched them. Like I said, I rewatched them just a couple months ago, and I enjoyed them more than I did any other time I'd watched those movies.
Yeah.
So that was good. Because I was really paying attention to try to understand it, and I felt like I understood more. I really listened to that thing with the architect, where
Yeah.
the first time I ever heard the word anomaly was during that fucking scene, and I was like, "What
Really?
the guy?" Because at that time I was like 18, I think, when they came out, and for some reason I'd never heard that word, or if I did, I just blanked it out. But I remember watching that movie and going, he keeps using this word. I do not think it means what he thinks it means. I don't know what that word means. And he kept using anomaly. And that's an important word in what he's saying, because he's describing the Matrix and how it's gone through many iterations, and there's always been a one, and we've planned it that way.
Yeah.
Like you're used to cleanse the Matrix, and we restart it, we reboot it after a time. So it was like, you're all part of the plan, man. Like, you're not outside. All this shit you're doing, it's part of the program. Like that, you're doing what you're supposed to do.
How I always explained the Matrix to me was that it was a computer. There's programs running in there. There's virus programs, which were the agents trying to fight, people doing things and stuff. And
He's
that's-
absorbing the code. He's like,
Exactly,
he's the cancer in the Matrix.
Exactly. And I always explain, and that's what clarified everything. To
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
And that is what they're basically trying to say in the
Exactly.
movie too. And if you watch them newly and you really pay attention, it is all in there. And I was like, so I appreciated them more this time, going, okay, they actually did try and clarify everything. They did actually put stuff in there to try and make you understand. And I appreciated it more, because I thought the way it ended originally, where he just kind of becomes a big ball of light and ends Agent Smith, I always thought that was weird. But it's actually kind of explained a little bit more than that. I still don't love the movies like the original one, but I thought they're actually better than I remembered them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might watch
So
it.
I think Matrix 4, especially because, filmmaking has evolved in 15 years, and I'm curious to see where they go with it. I
All
like
right.
that idea of the multi-layer thing that you guys were talking about. So
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I don't know. Either way, I'm going to see it. I mean, I'm talking all this shit. It's easy to be critical of it, but
You're like, I'll pay you money. You're literally going to spend money to see it. You're like, fuck that. Here's my money.
dude.
Yeah.
Like, The Matrix is in like my top 5,
Yep.
like the first one.
I can't do that, but because that's so hard, because then I have to fucking get so many other movies out of that list.
I just said that so like
Yeah, you can't
nonchalantly.
do that.
You can.
It
do
is hard,
like
but
a
I
top
want to
six.
feel like it is.
It would
You don't
deserves
have
a
to-
spot in your
At least
top
top
five.
10.
It deserves
At
a
least
spot in your
top
top
10.
five. It
My
deserves
top
a
10
spot.
number ones.
Yes.
You can do a
Because
top
I can't
six
just
and keep them
say
all in the
one
list.
movie's
I
the
mean,
one.
You don't have to just do a top 5.
No, I do a top 100. I've always said that the probably the
You
lowest
can keep
one.
moving.
No,
Like,
you
why
do
does-
that.
why
You-
does it have
you
to-
start
lazy.
thinking about
That's
it.
Why does it have to be
lazy.
It's not lazy.
specifically top 5? Why can't it be top 6 and you keep all those movies in there?
No, I
You're
don't.
not-
I
you're
don't
in
actually
control
have.
of your own list.
Yeah. Top 50
But
and top
honestly,
100 is not
I would love
lazy.
to have like a top 100 and just be like they're all equal.
That's what I do.
In the
In
top
no
100,
particular
but
order.
it feels lazy as shit.
It's not lazy. That's
Why is
actually
it
hard.
lazy?
Because you're not being definite. You're like
Okay,
indecisive.
I've always said
you're
I can-
indecisive,
You're-
my friend.
No.
That's like having 2 kids and saying, I love you more than I love you.
I love in no
Like, but
particular
you-
order.
but you can love 'em
You guys
both
are my
at-
top 2.
you know.
Yeah,
No.
but I see the analogy, but
lazy?
they're not your kids. Movies are not your kids. Like, come on, let's be real.
But it doesn't. But
But it is a good
then,
analogy.
okay, I use the word I like you just as much as I like you. It
well,
doesn't have to be where,
Top 100 is not actually lazy if you think of how many movies you've seen and how many movies you
Yeah.
love. I will say this, that I would probably be able to do a top 50, and that would cover pretty much the ones I love.
put them in actual order.
No. I always say in no particular order. I never do that. I mean,
You can't put one movie above the other.
sometimes I can, but it would be too much
to average them.
You know what,
Because then they
guys?
would have to be a number
The
one,
Matrix
and I don't have a
is
number
one of
one.
my top films.
Yeah,
But,
see,
like,
that's-
out of
that's
how
so
many?
indefinite. I would put top. I'd
what,
put
what do
Matrix.
you mean so indefinite?
I'd put
Out of, like,
Matrix in my.
10?
We should do
It's
this
my-
at some point.
it's
We
my
should work out a
rich-
list. Actually,
it's my list.
We've done episodes where we've done our
but
top.
we should do like
you know.
But sometimes we're like, well, it doesn't include all of them because we're fucking indecisive. We're shit. Yeah, so I could totally do like top 50, no problem. And we should do that at some point. We should do a top 50 list and maybe even do a fucking top 50 long ass episode.
That's gonna be
Or, like,
hard for
split it
me
up
because
into,
I,
like,
I
25 and
don't
25.
I don't rank movies 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, that's
I
what
don't-
I'm saying. I won't. It'd be in no particular order.
Yeah.
And because there's comedy, there's action, there's there's older, there's newer, and there are some like I would have on that list. I'd have like A Few Good Men and 12 Angry Men. All these men.
Okay.
I would do
fucking-
Scarface.
Okay,
I would
okay.
do.
I
you know,
love
This
Few Good
fucking
I would.
patriarchal motherfucker over here.
I would do Real Men.
Dude.
I would do.
League of Their Own's not on there.
League of Their Own would be on
Devil Wears Prada's not on there.
No, it's not on there. League of Their Own might be on there. Devil Wears Prada's not in my top 50. Are you eating a dick?
Steel Magnolias isn't on there.
No, it's not.
What a monster. Fried green
Pretty Woman
tomatoes.
is. No, Pretty Woman.
Fried green tomatoes might be in my
Good
top
movie.
100.
Really, that's a good one. I would
I
put
really like
Pretty
that
Woman
movie.
in my top 50. How's that?
I need to watch
since
Pretty
this
Woman
become-
again.
This
it's
has
like
become
Top
a
Gun for me.
3-minute
It's
topic.
like,
Avoiding this has become a 3-minute topic.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it. We should
gonna
do
do
this.
it,
We will do this.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Matrix
gonna be tough.
4 is interesting. There's really not a lot of information out there that I can go by to really kind of hone in and kind of make a judgment on it. And see
What else has Warner
what
Brothers
I want
done
to think about
recently?
It was like
So-
everything. But you mean
Really?
recently?
But-
I don't know.
Yeah.
they're
So,
doing the DC movies, right?
yeah.
No, they're
Joker.
just trying to.
Joker's coming
They've
out.
given up on this DC
This is
universe,
what.
so they're
So
trying to
maybe
do
this is
Matrix
what they're trying to
universe.
do.
Yeah.
See, Tiago called it out first.
Yeah.
Damn it.
What we need is fucking Universal to get back on this Universal Monsters shit.
I
that was
I
the
want
only
that
universe
so
I'm
bad.
excited about.
That's the
Dark
only.
Universe.
Yeah, that's the only one that I'm truly excited
Yeah.
and happy for.
It was unfortunate
Is
that The
one.
Mummy was a misstep.
Yeah.
In the
I don't
made
think
so
and
much
I don't think
money.
it was.
I
it
liked
made
it.
huge money.
I know.
I
it
mean,
did.
I don't think it was a great
Internationally.
movie, but it made a lot of money.
Yeah,
So
I enjoyed it though.
It was.
You know?
Wasn't it Top? What's it? Top Gun? Wasn't
Top
it Tom Cruise?
international opening at the time. Yeah, surprisingly. International opening.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
that's so crazy.
I think the Brendan Fraser one made more money though.
Yeah, all together, but he like outside
Not like
of
the
the U.S.
first Mummy. Brendan.
No,
Fraser
I'm talking
one.
about Tom Cruise.
Cruise opening-
It was his
we-
top opening film.
opening
Oh,
film. It
okay.
opened
Yeah.
internationally. It was Tom Cruise's top opening of his career
Oh wow,
outside of the U.S. Yeah,
weird. Why?
It's so
it's
because he's one of the people that he could draw people to see the movie
I
just
know,
on name
but-
alone. There's not that many people who could do that anymore. He draws.
I just don't
on
know
his
what
name.
it is about that movie. Like maybe it's the Mummy.
Yeah.
The Mummy chick or the actress that they got to play the Mummy. I don't know. Like something about that movie just does not
Click for you.
click, and especially connected to the Universal
It's
Monsters.
a darker
Like, it doesn't-
movie, but
it
you
doesn't
also love
feel
the
like a Universal.
It was a
Monsters
dark movie. I mean, it had Jekyll in there and stuff like that, but it was a darker movie. Even in look, it was a very like a grayed out film
Yeah.
compared to what you love that Mummy film with Brendan
fucking
Fraser, which
love
is
that
like an
movie.
Indiana Jones esque.
I know.
Tone.
I know. I want to see more movies that take place in like the 1920s, 1930s,
Yeah.
like the swashbuckling
Yeah.
fucking
I
movies.
know.
That's what I want to see.
Yep.
I love that time period. So maybe that's what
Yeah.
it is.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Awesome.
connected to Egypt, I'm in.
Awesome. So we're comparing Tom Cruise to Keanu Reeves now.
Yeah, or Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser. Yeah, there you go.
Brendan Fraser's making a comeback.
Yeah,
Or-
I don't
no,
think
he's
this
not.
is.
He's not.
Yeah.
Oh, he is actually. He's come back quite a bit.
Yeah.
Television, I think.
He's done a lot of voices.
a couple movies and stuff. Yeah. I think he's off the crystal meth.
He wasn't on crystal meth.
It was on
It was
something.
PCP.
It was something bad.
was angel dust.
He wasn't doing well.
He was. I
He-
just.
he had a lot of shit going on.
I don't
in
know
his
that
life.
that's true.
Y'all just
I read a
fucking up
whole
his
interview.
life
No, I read an
right
entire
now.
interview with him.
Y'all
and
starting
he-
a rumor.
I'm
It's
not
gonna start
starting a
trending
rumor.
tomorrow.
I read an interview
shit's
and it
gonna
explained everything. He explained to this reporter, like it was like the Atlantic or something, and they explained everything that was going on with him, and I was like, oh, this is fucked. Like this is fucking crazy.
That's crazy.
He had like a Me Too thing. Some guy like
Oh, I saw
some
that.
person like grabbed his ding dong or something.
Oh wow! All right, back to
Don't
the
make
Matrix.
light of it.
Let's-
Why are you
Calling it a
scratching?
ding dong.
Let's go back to the
I'm
Matrix.
trying to be
light of it.
PC. I don't want.
That was the least PC thing
You
by
can't
calling it
say
a
the
ding dong. You
you
might as well
can't
say
use- we're not-
dingling.
I thought we're not allowed to use actual genitalia names.
You might as
like-
well have called it dingling.
Have you heard Nick's mouth in this podcast?
Yeah, man.
And you're worried about
That's
saying
true.
dingling?
All right, his
Ding dong.
his dong,
It's Becker.
his dong, Pecker. Okay,
Dong. No, none of these. None of these.
Anywho, all right, guys. If you find some more information about Matrix 4, please let us know. We're gonna keep an eye out because we're interested and we want to find out more and more and more right now. I'm hungry for this film, and I hope it comes out
Me too.
and it does the same thing as the first one.
I'm down.
I really do.
If it's better than Reload and Revolutions, I think we'll be in good shape.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us at Get to the Movies. That's Get to the Movies with the number 2. My name is Diego D'Souza.
I'm Nick Gambino.
And I'm Neil Carson.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People keep asking me if I'm doing a fourth Matrix film.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm doing it for.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm doing it. I'm Neo.
Oh, you were
I think
doing.
I'm
I didn't
doing
know
it
who.
with
I
you.
thought you were
John
doing
Wick.
Lana, and I was like, I'm sure she doesn't sound like that. No.
No, it's John Wick did that.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.